The cheapest ever direct drive steering wheel is here, and question is whether Cammus C5 can be the right fit for your favorite racing games. Let's inspect! Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, nice to meet you. I'm Michael the Tech Mishka, and as usual some cool tech to be inspected over here, with today's episode leaning towards entertainment, because it's exactly the purpose of this steering wheel, which I believe is revolutionary and can change the way you perceive racing games and driving simulators. It's called the C5 by the company Cammus, which asked me to try it out, and now it's time to share my complete experience and feedback about how it all has gone. The fact about the competitive pricing is quite obvious. At the moment of making the review, it is only $250 for the steering wheel or $299 for the combo with basic pedals, a price that is impossible to be matched by any other model on the market, and I don't see any real competition coming until the end of 2023 at least. Thinking it through, Logitech and Trustmaster are among the usual suspects when it comes to good steering wheel setups, so interesting whether they're gonna be able to respond soon or later. The unboxing part is among the most exciting areas over here, not because Cammus provide more premium or fun way to present the pack. In fact, it's among the rather boring unpacking sessions that I've had. But notice the scale. The box has a laptop size, which is quite remarkable given the tech that we're about to use. It's part of the budget advantage. A compact box translates into less cost for storing and shipping globally. So, after taking out the tool set with the desk stand, we grasp the wheel itself. The materials used are good. Carbon fiber texture around the buttons, which looks good, always associated with car tuning and somewhat outdated in my opinion. There's leather-like material around the base. It's rather stiff to the touch, but as it turns out at a later stage, perfectly suitable when you need good grip and the wheel is bouncing in your hands while you're driving. A bunch of buttons on the front, a small LED display to show the speed or other data, and plenty of ports on the backside. There is no separate motor bases, as we mentioned, it's all integrated. Before most of the tests that I performed, I better share with you more details about the hardware. A direct drive servo motor with 5 Nm of torque, aluminium alloy material for most of the components, optional fan, connectivity ports for shifters and pedals, control software for PC, a smartphone app to pull data using a mobile phone. Size is 278 by 265 by 82 mm and weight is around 3.6 kilograms. Okay, to keep away from all these specifications, let me start by saying that this is a compact size direct drive steering wheel with a motor inside and power of 5, maybe in peak moments up to 6-7 Newton meters. Very good performance, and you can see that despite the fact the motor is integrated, you still count on a lot of controls, including the button island, basically everything that you're equipped with and offered by other vendors like Logitech or ThunderMaster at a price 2 to 3 times higher than that. The big difference is that in here, the motor is integrated inside the wheelbase, unlike literally any other direct drive solution which has a separate wheelbase. And this converts into lower production costs, but also into significantly lower costs about storing, housing, and shipping the product worldwide. And this is why I paid so much attention to the size of the packaging. And with all this information out of our way, let's go for some more gaming. Cammus have made a list with the games that are well compatible with the C5 model, and you could grab the titles that you want. Keep in mind that in order to achieve optimal configuration and functionality, it's important to use the Cammus provided drivers available from their website. Other than that, the installation is quite easy. Find a basis where the wheel is going to be placed, and it's going to take you around 20 minutes to assemble it. The construction of the stand is arriving in pieces, perhaps in order to keep the package as small as possible. Carefully install the fan, choose the angle of operation, you have 3 different grades to choose between, and tighten everything properly, then connect the cables. The power input uses an XT60 connector and requires 19 volts, and the default adapter has a 140 watt capacity. Last but not least, mount the holders for the wheel and put everything into place. The instructions are not that detailed, but I'm sure you're gonna figure it out. It's the reason I've added a lot of close-ups so that it helps you in case you get confused. Concerning the config, it's a very straightforward procedure. You can do it from both the smartphone app and the PC software, with the latter option being a lot more reliable because it's over USB. The firmware is upgradable via the software, and it only takes a minute or two. There are two instances for the updates, such one for the C5 wheel and for the base itself. Make sure to update both of them. Once you make a test drive, you could return to the parameters section and fine-tune whatever you want. Keep in mind that some of the games, like the F1 series from EA Sports, which I'm gonna show in a moment, may have their own adjustments. And be patient. It all well pays back once you configure it your way. As for the big question, how realistic is the drivability? Oh my, you're gonna be amazed. It feels natural, dynamic, extremely fun. I mean, if you have never had a steering wheel, this one feels like from outer space. If you're used to driving simulators and come from a more premium device, then you're gonna feel alright, not that advanced with the Cammus C5, but I once again remind you about the price and the target group. Being a big Formula 1 fan myself, the experience comes very close to bigger and dedicated simulators. Feedback of the wheel is great, especially when you're fighting with corners at high speeds. I tend to agree to the statement that the motor feels a bit more powerful than just 5 Nm, but you know that different vendors measure the torque in a different way. The Cammus C5 moves well in drifting sequences, and the fast response is crucial for saving spins on the circuit. It can be a great fit to truck simulators too, thanks to the infinite angle, making the driving far more realistic. The amount of buttons is a big advantage as well. Before completing this video, I've checked and watched numerous reviews about the model, and luckily didn't face any of the issues I've read about. Some folks have reported quality and reliability issues with the first batches in their motors, and some have reported weird sounds, something that I never experienced on my own, but it could be due to the configuration. Still, I do have some remarks to mention here. There still seems to be no database with ready-to-download presets for the different games. Also, given the integrated nature of the motor, the unit is non-upgradable, whereas with some other models you can swap the base. And the configuration software, especially the smartphone app, it can be further polished and optimized. Bottom line, some people would say that this C5 model by Cammus is a revolutionary, and I tend to agree to this statement because we're experiencing one of those very rare occasions in the tech industry where a company has released something really well designed with decent build quality, excellent features. It lacks competition, so kind of unique at the moment, at the right price point, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to attract a lot of gamers and people who are looking into getting their first or a bit more basic direct drive steering wheel on a budget. So yes, it's very easy to recommend the C5 by Cammus, and if you want to get yours, you can head over to the video description area where I'm going to post a link. No additional cost for you, and that greatly supports the work that I do over here on the channel. So that's my take on this direct drive steering wheel. In case you have some questions or you want me to try something else, please comment down below, subscribe to the channel for more cool tech inspections, and I, Michael, can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!